Hey guys, in today's podcast, we're going to travel through the world of technology in education, exploring how innovative tools are transforming the way we learn languages. Have you ever imagined learning English in an online community where people from all over the world connect to exchange ideas and experiences? This is the idea behind online communities of practice, which the article Adult Learning in Online Communities of Practice, a systematic review, published in 2021, in the British Journal of Educational Technology, takes a close look at. The study, conducted by Adam Abedini from the Federal Technological University of Paraná, shows that learning in these communities is influenced by the interests, experiences, and needs of the participants. It's as if each community had its own personality, shaped by those who take part. And speaking of personalization, the article, A Systematic Review of Research on Flipped Language Classrooms, Theoretical Foundations, Learning Activities, Tools, Research Topics and Findings, published in 2021, explores how flipped classrooms can revolutionize the interaction between teacher and student. The study, conducted by researchers at Huazhong University of Science and Technology in China, highlights that this model allows teachers to devote more time to individualized attention for students, adapting activities and teaching materials to their specific needs. It's like having a private tutor, but in a collaborative and dynamic environment. But personalization goes beyond simply adapting content. Have you ever thought about having a totally immersive learning experience where you can teleport anywhere in the world and practice your skills in an authentic and safe context? This is the proposal of virtual reality in language teaching, addressed in the article Virtual Reality in Language Learning, a systematic review and implications for research and practice, published in 2020. The research highlights the potential of this technology to offer a more immersive and personalized learning experience, adapting to each student's learning style. Just imagine learning English in a virtual London pub or French in a Parisian cafe, all without leaving home. What if we could have a virtual teacher available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to help us with questions, offer personalized feedback, and propose activities specific to our needs? This is the idea behind chatbots in language teaching. Analyzed in the article, Chatbots for Language Learning, Are They Really Useful? A systematic review of empirical evidence. Published in the journal Computer Assisted Learning in 2022, the research shows that chatbots can be powerful tools to complement learning, allowing students to study at their own pace and ask questions at any time. It's like having a virtual tutor always on hand. And while we're on the subject of teachers, it's worth highlighting the importance of andragogy, which is the art of teaching adults. The article, The 6 Characteristics of Andragogy and Future Research Directions in EFL, a literature review, published in 2022 in the journal ELSIA, Journal of English Language Studies, presents us with the 6 fundamental characteristics of this method: self-concept, experiences, readiness to learn, motivation, need to know, and problem-centered learning. The study, carried out by Diana Purwadi and her colleagues at Skip Yapis Dampu in Indonesia, points out that unlike children, adults tend to be more self-directed in their learning, seeking knowledge and skills that are relevant to their lives and careers. It is therefore essential that language teaching for adults takes these characteristics into account, creating a more engaging and meaningful learning environment. And speaking of engagement, the article, A Systematic Review of Research on Flipped Language Classrooms, Theoretical Foundations, Learning Activities, Tools, Research Topics and Findings, published in 2021, shows us that the main focus of classroom activities in flipped classrooms is language in general. In 20 of the articles analyzed in the survey, this was the central point, followed by grammar, 5 articles, listening comprehension, 4 articles, vocabulary, writing and speaking, 3 articles each, reading, 2 articles, and pronunciation, 1 article. In other words, flipped classrooms promote more holistic and communicative learning, going beyond simply teaching grammar rules and focusing on vocabulary. And when we talk about virtual reality, the article Virtual Reality in Language Learning, a systematic review and implications for research and practice, published in 2020, leads us to reflect on how to measure immersion in this technology. The authors of the study highlight the importance of considering the degree of immersion when evaluating the effectiveness of virtual reality in language teaching. They explain that immersion can be understood as the feeling of being present in a virtual environment and that this feeling can be influenced by factors such as the quality of the graphics, the sound design, and the interactivity of the environment. The greater the immersion, the greater the chance of the student engaging in learning and retaining the content studied. But virtual reality is not the only tool that can transport us to other worlds. The article, A Systematic Review of Research on Flipped Language Classrooms, Theoretical Foundations, Learning Activities, Tools, Research Topics and Findings, published in 21, mentions the use of tools such as Google Earth VR to create more immersive learning experiences. Just imagine exploring the streets of London or the Tuscan countryside without leaving home, all while practicing your English or Italian skills. The possibilities are endless. And speaking of possibilities, the article, The Six Characteristics of Andragogy and Future Research Directions in EFL, a literature review, published in 2022, invites us to think about the future of language teaching for adults. The authors of the study suggest that future research should focus on the practical application of the six characteristics of andragogy, exploring how they can be integrated into different teaching contexts and different technological tools. They also highlight the importance of considering the individual differences between adult learners, such as their motivations, their learning objectives, and their learning styles. After all, language teaching should be as diverse as the students themselves, but diversity is not limited to students. The article, A Systematic Review of Research on Flipped Language Classrooms, Theoretical Foundations, Learning Activities, Tools, Research Topics and Findings, published in 2021, shows us that flipped classrooms can be implemented at different levels of education, from primary to postgraduate. The study analyzes research carried out in various countries, such as China, the United States, Spain, and Turkey, and concludes that flipped classrooms have proven effective in a variety of educational contexts. Let's look back at the article, Chatbots for Language Learning. Are they really useful? A systematic review of empirical evidence, published in 2022, the authors of the study conclude that although chatbots have great potential to assist language learning, it is essential that they are used critically and reflexively. They highlight the importance of considering the ethical and pedagogical aspects of using chatbots, ensuring that they are tools that complement rather than replace the role of the teacher. And the study also highlights the importance of integrating the six characteristics of andragogy with different teaching contexts and technological tools, personalizing learning according to the motivations, objectives, and learning styles of each student. This individualization is crucial to making language teaching more effective and relevant for adults. And the flipped classroom fits perfectly into this context as it allows students to learn at their own pace, exploring online content and resources before face-to-face classes, which become more dynamic and focused on interaction and practice. This approach, which has proven effective at different levels of education and in different countries, promotes more active and meaningful learning for students. But, of course, technology is not a magic bullet. The use of chatbots, for example, requires care and thought. It is essential that chatbots are seen as tools that complement the role of the teacher, not replace it. Attention must be paid to the ethical and pedagogical aspects of using this technology, ensuring that it is used responsibly and effectively. After all, the main objective is always to provide students with a rich, engaging, and meaningful learning experience. And to achieve this, we need to go beyond the tools and focus on what really matters: human interaction, creativity, and passion for knowledge. And while we're on the subject of passion for knowledge, it's worth mentioning the importance of investigating the impact of technology on intercultural competence. The article, Virtual Reality in Language Learning, A Systematic Review and Implications for Research and Practice, identifies this area as a research gap that needs to be filled. After all, technology has the potential to connect us with people and cultures from all over the world, broadening our perspectives and fostering a deeper understanding of cultural diversity. But how can we ensure that technology is used in a way that promotes inclusion and equity? The article, Mobile Learning for English Language Acquisition, Taxonomy, Challenges, and Recommendations, published in 2017 in the journal IEE Access, invites us to reflect on the challenges and opportunities of using mobile devices in language teaching. The study's authors point out that access to technology is still a privilege for many, and that work needs to be done to democratize access to mobile learning tools, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from their potential. They also emphasize the need to consider students' individual differences, such as their motivations, learning objectives, and learning styles. Language teaching should be as diverse as the students themselves, adapting to their needs and particularities. And the flipped classroom offers this flexibility, allowing students to learn at their own pace, exploring online content and resources before face-to-face classes. These classes, in turn, become more dynamic and focused on interaction and practice, making the most of classroom time. This approach, which has proven effective at different levels of education and in different countries, promotes more active and meaningful learning for students, especially when the main focus of the activities is language in general, as observed in 20 of the articles analyzed in the research on flipped classrooms. However, technology is not a magic bullet, and its use should be done with care and reflection. Chatbots, for example, have great potential to help with language learning, but it is essential that they are seen as tools that complement, not replace, the role of the teacher. Attention must be paid to the ethical and pedagogical aspects of using this technology, ensuring that it is used responsibly and effectively. After all, the main objective is always to provide students with a rich, engaging, and meaningful learning experience with a focus on human interaction, creativity, and passion for knowledge. And speaking of passion for knowledge, it's essential to remember that language learning goes beyond simply acquiring vocabulary and grammar. You need to develop intercultural competence, the ability to communicate and interact effectively in different cultural contexts. Technology can be a great ally in this process, connecting us with people and cultures from all over the world and broadening our perspectives. However, we need to use it critically and reflectively, ensuring that it is a tool for inclusion and promoting diversity. In this sense, access to technology is a crucial factor. We need to democratize access to learning tools, such as mobile devices and online platforms, so that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from their potential. Only in this way will we be able to build a future in which technology is a true ally in building a fairer, more equitable and intercultural world. And there you have it. Folks, we've come to the end of another episode. And as always, we like to leave you with a message to take home, right? We've seen how technology is booming in language teaching, but the thing is to use it responsibly, thinking about the students and how to create a great learning experience. The articles we talked about today were spot on. Podcasts are a great ally in language teaching, especially for boosting listening skills. And look how cool it is. There are all kinds of podcasts, from authentic content from native speakers to material created especially for people learning English. But language teaching isn't just about podcasts, is it? Virtual reality is also coming into its own, opening up a whole world of possibilities for creating immersive learning experiences. Just imagine exploring the streets of London or the Tuscan countryside without leaving home, all while practicing your English or Italian skills. Great, right? Finally, we need to bear in mind that technology is a powerful tool, but it doesn't work miracles. The important thing is to use it creatively, sensitively, and always with our students' well-being in mind. Thanks for your company and see you next time.